Okay. Oops, I got my light on in back of me. Let me get the comments going. And let's see, I got to move that light bulb because that's right in the way. Hang on a minute. Let me move the light. Let's see, I need to move him. Move this way, right? Let's see if that works. All right. Let's see if I can hide it now. Oh, well, not quite. I did it the other way, didn't I? Okay, let's bring it back this way. Bring it back over here. I'm trying to get it to bounce. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay. Well, that doesn't work either. Oh, well, that's okay. All right, everybody, it's Dawn Duvall. Waiting for y'all to come in. I'm a couple of minutes early, and I can't figure out how to get that light bulb. Let's see. I need it on this side. So let me move it back. I guess if I look at my thing right, that would help. If I get that, I have to bounce the lights off the wall. Okay. Oh, much better. I don't have a light behind my head. All right. Once you come on board, we are loaded so I can see your comments. Let me know that you're here. And we will start in about, probably about 3 minutes. Wait for most of y'all to come on board, and then we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to adjust my camera just a tad. And, oh, hang on, I'm trying to get my iPad. I've got the, I bought a new holder, and it's hard to take off, so I'm leaving it on. But anyways, welcome everybody. Come on board. Let me know that you're here. If you're on in our VIP group, if you make sure, if you don't mind, you don't have to. Let me know your name when you make your comment. The first time I go around, well, yeah, I guess whatever. And YouTube is fine. Yours will show up because you come up in the red. Facebook comes up in the blue. So we will start here shortly. I've got a fun card to make. It's a little bit more involved than what I normally do. Hey, from Texas, how are you? What part of Texas are you from? I lived in Corpus Christi. Oh my gosh, back in let me think about this, 98 to 2000. I was there for like was I there 2 years? Yeah, I think I was there for 2 years. It's been so long ago, I can't remember. But anyways, so let me see if I can get my camera organized. Bear with me a second. This thing it's heavy because I got my iPad holder in it, but that's fine. If I'm sitting, maybe I'll just sit over this way so I can kind of be centered. But, oh, there I am. I'm not looking at the right camera. I'm looking over to the right instead of to the left. No wonder I look like I was goofy. All right, anyways. Welcome, 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 welcome. We're going to wait a few more minutes for some others to pop on. And then I'll go through my little monthly spiel, my little weekly, I should say, spiel of who I am and what we're going to be doing this evening. And talk a little bit about the new catalog. And I have got to clean my office. It is a mess, I'm telling you. I get in here and start getting work done, and the next thing you know, I am running out of time. And I have got to get organized and cleaned up. Let's see, we are in the month of April. Okay. I am from, Texarkana. All right, you're on the border of Arkansas, right? All right. How's the weather? Is it cool, rainy? So if you're okay, you're northeast. So I guess it's probably, is it cooler up there in that neck of the woods? And is this your first time? I guess it's not if you're in the Facebook group. Is this your first time joining us? Okie doke. I am in wonderful Fort Myers today. It was 80, I want to say it was 82 or 83. Tomorrow the winds are going to be blowing like, you know what, it's going to be blowing like snot. And Thursday It's supposed to be blowing wind, and I think we're supposed to have a little bit of rain maybe on Thursday. I can't remember. But it's okay. You know, at least it's not storming. So it will be, all will work out just fine. So we will just plug along here. I'm just gonna try to get a little stuff organized around my desk, my computer. Good evening from, hey Judy from Ohio, how you doing? We're just waiting for some others to pop in, and then we'll get started here in a few minutes. How's everything in Ohio? Whoopsie. Oh, okay. I need an assistant. I need somebody to come in here and clean up this office. Oh my gosh, I think I'm a pretty organized person, but I just need to take, I don't know, I need to probably take 2 good days and go through, and I've got cards that I need to package up. I send my extra cards to Cards for Soldiers, and I need to get that done, and that in itself probably takes a half a day, depending on how many cards I've got. So that's a half a day, and then I need to start organizing the retired, stuff that's going to be retiring at the end of this month. So I have to pull all that stuff out, and then I have an Etsy store where I sell my retired stamps, bundles, a paper. I make little sampler packages or larger. It just depends on what the paper is. So anyways, I've got to get all that loaded into my Etsy store. And I'm still working on stuff from the last catalog. I'm not sure what is, and I'm retired, so I'm not sure what's taking up all my time. Hey Karen, how are you? Did you have a wonderful Tuesday at work? You work from home, right? Oh my gosh. I can see shadows in the background. I got this lighting system. I'm really trying hard to get it to, and it's going to take some time to get used to it, but it's all good. It is all good. So we will see what's happening. I got to pull out my ruler because I know I'm going to need that. So we've got a fun card to do this evening. It's a little bit more involved. It was very time consuming for me to put this thing together, but I think it's because I was just walking myself through the process and cutting everything. So that took a lot longer than I thought. And then we have one easy card if we get to it. I think we should have time. So I'm just doing 2 cards this evening. Heavenly. Don't you love working from home? When I was doing mortgage financing, I could work from home. I work from anywhere. But I loved it when I didn't have to. I always got up and got dressed like I was going into the office, but because it made me feel like I was working. I couldn't sit around in my pajamas or casual clothes like some people do. But I did enjoy being able to work from home, especially when weather was nasty and I didn't have any appointments, or if we happened at that, in Virginia Beach area, we didn't get that much snow, but if we happened to get a little bit of snow, I was comfortable. I could stay home and not have to worry about it. So that was the nice thing. But you have to be disciplined to work from home. I know a lot of people that couldn't do it because they're not disciplined to get their work done. They'd be goofing off. I know my best friend, she would not be able to work from home. She'd be laying in the bed. But I enjoyed having that flexibility. Oh, thank you. You collect cool jewelry. Hey, this is one I got rid of a lot of jewelry, and it's all costume, most of it. I got rid of a lot of jewelry when we moved, and I have a one of these bags, they have it hangs on the hanger, and it's got like the see-through little pockets. Well, I have that hanging in the bedroom, and absolutely get up and even yeah, me too. I always got up, put my makeup on, and got dressed. Anyways, so this hangs in the other bedroom closet that I don't normally go into, and so I thought, well, I was wearing green, and then I couldn't remember, this thing comes off. It's a little snappy-dewy thing, and then this, I can make it longer. So I had taken it off earlier and had it longer because it was a little heavy. But I keep forgetting I have all this jewelry in it that's in the other bedroom. So I have to go in there like every other day and see what I've got. I always look for different earrings that I have. I've got quite a few necklace sets. That's just something I've always done. I don't know why. It's just one of those weird things. So, all right, well, it's 7:07, so we need to get started. So let me introduce myself to those that may be this might be your first time. Welcome. I'm Dawn Duvall. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I've been doing this craziness for 12 years. And I live in Fort Myers, Florida, and I do weekly Facebook Lives every Tuesday at 7 p.m. However, the next 3 Tuesdays, I will not be here because I will be laying my little butt down in Cabo on a beach chair by the pool, letting Jose or whomever, Jesus or whoever wants to wait on me and give me drinks and food. Anyways, so I'm working on recordings. I've got one posted for next Tuesday. It's a let me think about what's next week. I can't remember what it is. Saturday the 13th, I think it is. The following Saturday is our Creation Anticipation. That is a one-sheet wonder. And that one we'll be making 11 cards. So I've got that one scheduled. And then I've got another one. Some of these I'm pulling from the archives because I'm running out of time. And the other one I'm thinking of doing, which will be for the next, for one of the Facebook Lives, will be how to create a gift bag with a matching gift card. I don't think I've done that with you all. So, but it's always nice to refresh. So I may put one of those in there as well. And then this Friday, we have Technique Friday. So tomorrow is therapy day for me and the doggy. So we're going to go to the Larson Center and visit 3 floors of older folks. And we're now getting personal requests to go see certain people. So if I don't get back down here tomorrow, Thursday, I'll be working on our technique for Friday. So hopefully I can come up with something cool. I need that in, oh, you read that in your, yeah, Jose Cuervo. Hello. All right. So anyways, let's get started. I'm going to make a Gatefold easel card. And I was going to make a book cover, but I thought, now, hell, after I've done this one, this might be... Anyways, I'm going to do that when I get back. I think that will be fun. I've got it. I don't even know what I did with it now. All right, I'm going to do this. I'll just show you real quick. So when I get back, we're going to make this. It's where... Let me get in the camera. This is where you can put a little notepad, a 5x7 notepad in, and we're going to decorate it. Isn't that cute? It would make a great gift. I mean, can I get up there? Can you see it? So, and it's got a Velcro enclosure. I was going to do this tonight, but I poo-pooed the idea, so we'll just do that. We'll do this when I get back. Okay? All right, so we're going to do a Gatefold easel card, and I'll be giving you all the directions and everything. I'm going to be using the Nature's, let me see. I'm going to flip the camera down so y'all can see. Nature's Sweetness. Now, keep in mind that the catalog, you've got the last chance list and everything runs out the end of April. The new catalog goes live, I think it's May 5th. So if you don't have a demonstrator and you need a catalog, message me, email me, whatever's easier, I don't care, to get a hold of me and let me know. Give me your name, address, and phone number. An email address, obviously. And I've already ordered the catalogs today, so they'll be here when I get back. And when I get back from vacation, we're going to be gone 2 weeks, I will get those out in the mail. So you'll have them before the end, hopefully before the end of the month, okay? All right, so I'm going to flip the camera down. This is the Nature's Sweetness, but what I was going to say is some of this paper is going to be retiring, so you might want to get your hands on it. So this is all that really pretty gold and pebbled path and all this other stuff. So that's what we're going to use to create this card. So I'm going to set that off to the side. And then I'm using just one flower from the Textured Florals. I'm using the Notes of Nature, some of this stamp and flower there. And then I'm using some of the dies. So I'm kind of using a conglomeration. Y'all can use whatever you have in your stock, whatever. So you can see... what you have, and you'll be able to, as long as you've got some foliage, some leaves and flowers and oddball things, then you'll be fine. You'll be able to make this. So this is the card that we're going to be making, and it's got a belly band, so we're going to slide that off, and then as you open it, then it opens up and turns into a, can you see that? Here, I'll turn it this way. Oh, no, I can't do it that way. It turns into a easel card that stands up. So that's what it's, whoops, let me get up here. That's what it's going to look like when it's opened. So I think this is a great card. Now this may, I haven't weighed it. It may take a little bit more postage. I'll check that and see. I'm thinking it probably will because it's a little bit bulkier than what we normally do. So, but this is what we're going to make. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and we'll get started and see how it goes. It really is, and actually it is a pretty easy card once you get the hang of it. So that's what we're going to make. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you all the pieces with the measurements, and then we need I'm going to have to pull in our scoring. We need to pull in our paper trimmer because I need to do some scoring. Okay, so the first thing you need is your piece of cardstock, and I'm going to give you these in the order that to start from the bottom on up. Okay, so your base card is going to be 9 inches by 5.5. And then we're going to score this, and I'll leave this here in case somebody wants to see it. We're going to score it 2 1/8 by 2 1/8 and 2 3/8 on both ends. Okay, so I'm going to take my little sticky note off, and we're going to go ahead and give this a quick score. And so we're going to do 2 1/8. So that's going to be the second mark over after your 2. And I'm going to, you got to push down. I'm having push a little bit harder on my scoring blade, so I don't know if that needs to be changed or not. All right, so I just did 2 1/8. Now I'm going to move over to 2 3/8, which is actually going to be the 2 1/4 plus the next 2. So we're going to move that there. Oh, thank you. And then we're going to do 2 3/8 there, and now I'm going to flip it around. And what we're doing is we're going to make these little it's like a book bind so that we can fold the gatefold. All right, so we're going to go back and do 2 1/8, right? So we're going to do 2 1/8. Whoops, I got to get my hang on a minute. I had my paper crooked, so let's make sure we get this done right. All right, so that's 2 1/8, and then we're going to move down to 2 3/8. And I want to make sure, again, you want to make sure you get your paper butted all the way up against the headboard, the header of the paper trimmer. Oh, who got my card? Facebook user. Who is it? All right, so now we're going to score these, and I know you can't hardly see it on this, but I am finding that if I don't push really hard on my paper, on my scoring, it's not going through. So I'm going to flip this over because I can see the score line. And then I'm going to go ahead and do that. I've got it one side down, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a good score. Now I need to open it because we scored twice, right? So again, it's easier. I can see it if I fold it backwards. So I'm just going to do that just enough so I can get it to bend into the score line. I don't know if it's the colored, the cardstock because it's colored and it's a little bit thicker, but I obviously... And I pushed down pretty hard on that scoring tool. So just bear with me a minute while I'm poking my finger in my score line so that I can get that down so we can get it scored. All right, so I'm going to fold that down. As you can see, it's still a little bit difficult in getting it scored. So I'm going to flip it backwards because sometimes if you do it that way, that tends to help as well. Hello, Idaho. And so we will just, give me a minute. We're going to move this. I'm going to make sure my sides are equal. And we're going to push this one down. And then I'll go back and readjust the other one. Okay, there we go. So this little spine here is going to help when we make our gatefold. Okay, so I'm just going to push on the bottom of the score because I don't want to flatten the other one. And then now we've got that one. And I got to do that now on the other side. So as you can see... You've got a little spine, like a book spine, okay? If you can see that. Oh, see like that? And put it like that for the camera, okay? All right, so now I'm gonna fight with the other side. And it really is really strange because let me pull my paper trimmer in again because this one, I guess my paper trimmer is, or my scoring tool needs to be replaced. All right, I'm gonna score it one more time. So the first, we're gonna do it 2 1/8. So I'm going to go ahead and get that in there, and I can see, so let me just push down a little bit harder, make sure it's going through. And then I'm going to move it over to 2 3/8. And we're going to do that one more time as well. And hopefully that takes care of that. Yep, I think it did. Okay, so let me push this out of the way. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. So you're going to score it on both sides. That's much better. 2 1/8 and 2 3/8 on both sides of your cardstock. Okay, and then we're going to let me get the other one folded. So what we're doing is we're making like a little seam, like a bind for like a book, and that's where our, there we go. So we have 2 of those. See that? So we've got that. Oh, good. All right, so there is the bottom part of our gatefold, and it's got these little binders in there because it's gonna be a little bit thicker than normal. Okay. Now that, for those that have just joined, that base piece is 9 by 5 1/2, 9 by 5 1/2, and score both ends at 2 1/8 and 2 3/8. All right, and then the next piece we have. I'm just going to give you all the pieces, and then we'll start putting it together. We're going to cut 4 pieces at 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. 4 pieces. It's going to be, these are going to be basic white. So 4 basic white at 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. Okay. All right, so we need 4 of those, and then you need 4 strips of designer paper. You probably want to get 2 different type patterns, and these will be cut at 5 1/8 by 1 3/4. So it's going to give us 1/8 of an inch all the way around. So we can go ahead and add these on here. We'll go ahead and do that now, and then we'll get to the next section. So let me go ahead, and I can never tell if this stuff is right side up or whatever. So let me move that. I'm going to go ahead and add these on while we're moving along. And again, use whatever products you have on hand. And obviously I use the Big Shot. I use the the baby one, the mini. And then I use the larger one. I use the mini for most of the dies, and then I use the larger one for, I think, trying to get more done in a quicker amount of time, okay? So again, you're going to have 4 basic white, and then you're going to have 4 designer papers, 2 of 2 designs, or you could do the same design. It's up to you, however you want to do it. Whatever works for you, right? All right, so that's going to go on here. All right, and we're going to put that right about there. Okay, so far so good. So there's 2 of those. And then I've pulled out the other 2, and I'm using this copper one that has the copper. And I know, you really could probably color this in if you chose to. If you wanted to color those, you probably could do that. But I'm going to leave it the way it is. I like this gold here too, but this is a really pretty paper. But this one obviously will go away at the end of the month. So if you like it and you haven't purchased any, you may want to. I'm not sure if it's discounted. It may be discounted since it's retiring. So go to my online store, and you'll be able to pull it up in the online store and see. And if it's discounted, it will give you the discounted price. All right, so this is our last one that we're going to do here. All right, so we'll put those on. Okay. All right, so we're going to, oops, let me see. Oh, that's right. I can put it on here and flip it around. But the 1/8 of an inch, I like it with it just having just a little bit of the white showing through, but you got to be really careful when you're placing it down, right? Okay, so then what we're going to do, which I can go ahead and do this now, I'm going to place these on the front of my card. So I'm going to go ahead and add this first. I'm going to lay it flat so I can get it butted up to, if you can see my score lines. So I'm going to add it to the front, and I'm going to put this on each side. And then the other ones we're going to put on the inside cover. So let's go ahead and add those. See, now this is going to go a lot faster than it did for me because I was cutting and trying to figure out what I was going to use, what tools I was going to use. All right, it is a pretty paper. You know, it's sad because I've hardly used it. And I have a full pack of it, which is sad. And then, so then we're going to add this here. Now, for those of you, I do a paper and ribbon share each time we have a new catalog. So I will be working on that information with the cost. And if you're interested, all you need to do is let me know. I'll send out an email, or it'll be in my newsletter. So if you haven't signed up for my newsletter, that's something you might want to do. And you can do that. I have it listed below the video, so you can do that. Now these I'm going to put on the inside here. And I think I'm going to turn it around. I think it goes like that, doesn't it? Don't you think those flowers should go up that way? Yeah, I think so. Yep. And anyways, so I'll have the, once I get everything together and get my stuff together, I'll try to get that done before I go out of town. And then if you're interested, then you can go ahead and reserve that. I will require a small deposit to reserve it, because once I order the paper, which I won't be able to order the paper until I get it, you know, enough people to participate. So, but that's fine. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do this. All right, so far this part's pretty easy. All right, so we're going to add that. It's just a lot of working pieces is what it is. And now I need to move this over because I don't want to get it too close to that score line. So let me just get this there. Okay, so we've got that done. Okay, so that's going to be our gatefold. All right, now I'm going to set that right there. Now the next thing we're going to have, let me move my pieces off a little bit because I'm going to do them in the order that we need them. All right, so this is going to be our, I'm going to put my little pieces here in case somebody comes back. All right, so this piece is going to be the easel card, and this is going to be cut at 11 by 4 1/8, 11 by 4 1/8, and we're going to score it at 5 1/2 and 2 3/4. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and put this in here, and we're going to score it at 5 1/2. Oops, didn't want to do my thing there. All right, so we're going to do 5 1/2, and then I'm going to move it down to 2 3/4. 2 3/4. So we'll go ahead and score that. All right, so that will go here. I think I need to clean my thing. I think this slider thingy is sticking. Whoopsie. All right, so let's go ahead and get this folded. So we're going to fold this in half and make sure our edges are lined up, which I did pretty good on that one. Go ahead and burnish it with our bone folder. And then this piece here, the 2 3/4, we're going to pull that back and we're going to burnish that as well. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we are going to, it's going to go like this. So you've got the long piece here facing you, right? So this 5 1/2 part, it wants to go this way. And then this is going to be what your card will fit, the base of the easel is going to stand on. So when you lay it down, it's going to go flat. Does that make sense? So what we'll do is we will attach this, but this is going to get attached to the inside, and I know it's dark paper. You're gonna get this, attach this with your adhesive in between those two score lines. So you'll have a score line on the left and the right, and then you want to line this up at the bottom, and then make sure this piece holds down. Okay, does that make sense? So it's going to go like that, and then it's going to close, and then we're going to stack up the card when we get done. Okay, so that's how that is going to work. Actually, this has to go this way because we got to have, I'm sorry, this, I got it, I just had this backwards. So sorry, because we got to have that. It's going to be our stopper. This right here is going to be our stopper. So our card will be attached just to this piece right here. All right, so what I'm going to do is fold this down and add adhesive, and we're going to add that to the base of the card. And you can use your seal or, you know, whatever adhesive that you feel comfortable with. But we just want to attach this to the inside of that gatefold. And I'm going to put some extra glue on there because it's going to have some weight to it. And we're going to turn it around, and then I'm going to lay it down in here, make sure that it's lined up at the bottom. And we're right next to those outside score lines. So I want to make sure that we get that in there right. And I always like to just feel. All right, I think that's good. All right, so that's going to go there, and I'll just take my bone folder and kind of rub over it. And this is off just a little bit. I'm going to try to pull it down, but if it doesn't, if you don't get it all the way there, it's not a big deal. Let's see if we can slide it down some. We might be able to. We can lift it up and slide it down. If not, I'm not going to worry about that. We'll cover that. Okay, so that's that part. Now the next thing we have to do is we're going to add a piece of basic white. We're going to have 2 basic whites at 5.5 by 4 1/8. One's going to go on the inside and the other one's going to go on the front of the card. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this one down on the inside of the card. So let's go ahead and do that. That way we've got all of our pieces, we're putting them in order. Okay, so we're going to lay that piece down on the inside. And we just want to get it centered on our, on the flat piece. That's our base right here. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to do, we will eventually, what we'll do, I'm going to decorate this first, but everything's going to be attached to that. So once we fold the easel down, then this is all going to lay flat. Okay. So we're going to decorate this piece. And again, this is 4, what did I say? Yeah, 5, what did I just say those were? I've lost track of my notes here. Hang on a minute. This one goes up here. Oh yeah, 5 1/4 by 4 and 4 1/8. And wait a minute, did I say that right? Hold on a second. What do I have? 2 basic whites. Oh, I'm sorry. Back up a minute. There's this piece, I'm sorry, hang on a minute. Your basic whites, I apologize, are 5 1/4 by 3 7/8. My mistake. 5 1/4 by 3 7/8 is the 2 basic whites that you need. Then we need a piece of the same color cardstock, which is Pebble Path. This is 5.5 by 4 1/8. That is what is going to be based on this when we get ready to attach it. And then this white will go on top of that, and then we're going to build our a card from there, okay? So I'm putting the pieces off to the side. Hopefully you can see those. I'll bring them over when we get a little bit. I'll put it over here a little bit closer so y'all can see. Hey, Kathy. It's okay. I'm working on this a little slowly, but you can come back. I'm getting all the directions and everything written down. So the basic white, scratch what I initially told you. These are 2 basic whites at 5 1/4 by 3 7/8. Then you need a piece of your coordinating cardstock. Is going to be 5.5 by 4 1/8. And this is what we're going to make to create our easel. Okay. So right now I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to bring in. Let me move some of these stuff out of the way because I got little pieces of everything. Y'all are going to laugh when you see all of this stuff here. All right, so we have our locking mechanism, and I'm going to bring this over here in just a minute. I just want to get my stuff out of the way so that it's I've got what I need. And I think this goes over here. Okay, so I cut up all these little pieces to try to decorate my card. All right, now I used the nested essential dies, and I cut out this next to the smallest little, looks like the tailored tag punch. That's what we're going to use for our easel to hold the easel up, and we'll do that in just a minute. I'm just going to lay it right there for now. And then I cut a piece of designer paper, and this is going to be on the front, so you pick whatever color you want. That's going to go on this basic white, and this is 5 1/8 by 3 3/4. Okay, so 5 1/8 by 3 3/4, and that will be attached to the basic white. And then that basic white is going to get attached to the Pebble Path. All right, so that's what we're going to do, and then we're going to start building the card. And you can decorate however you want to decorate it. I just pulled, as I mentioned in the beginning, for those that you just joined, I used like 3 different die sets. Use whatever you have. You decorate it however you want, okay? So I'm going to go ahead, and all of this is that Nature Sweetness paper. So I'm going to go ahead and attach all of this, and then we'll start decorating. That way everything's already attached, and we don't have to mess with it other than gluing it onto our easel. All right? Okay. So we're going to go ahead and attach that to the basic white, and we're going to do that right here. And again, these are only leaving like a 1/16 of an inch because we're cutting it really close. But just enough to give you a little bit of color behind it. All right. And of course on this one it's a little hard because this is white with gold on white. That's all right. And then we're going to attach that on, excuse me. Can y'all hear me okay? Because my microphone wasn't working. I usually have a mic, that I clipped to my shirt, and it's not working. I just want to make sure y'all can hear me. I assume you can. Just make sure, if you don't mind, as I cough in your, excuse me 1 minute. Just make sure I see my little light flickering on my voice, so I assume y'all can hear me. Okay, Kathy Burns, you watch later. All right, so this one we're going to attach to the Pebble Path. And again, that's going to leave a nice little border. Okay, now we're going to decorate this little guy. So I've cut out a couple of different pieces from various, the Nature's, let me see, what were they? I used the Earth and Texture dies, Notes of Nature dies, and one little flower from the Floral Textures. So I'm just picking out stuff that, pardon me, pardon me, just trying to decorate it. Now I'm going to go ahead, I cut these out, these are from the Notes of Nature. I'm going to color these copper because I want to put a little bit of copper. I use the postage stamp dies. I think this is the smallest, not smallest, it might be next to the smallest, just to get, okay, good. Just to, again, I want to pull some of that copper in. I colored 2 of these little flowers in wild wheat. And then, of course, I've got these little things in black. And I've got, this is an extra one. I don't think I need that. And then this guy here. So let me bring in my markers, and I'm going to go ahead and color. Hang on a second. I'll get some scrap paper right out of here. I'm going to color these real quick using our blends. And let me flip this over. And I'm going to color these, and I stamped these in basic black, or not basic, Memento black, sorry. So I'm going to come in with my dark copper. And I'm going to actually, you know what? I did this earlier and it kind of went away. So I'm gonna color these in the light first, and then I'm gonna come back and do the highlights. And I think because this tip hasn't been used much, I can go ahead and use the larger tip. So I just want to bring in some color. I'm gonna color these to kind of coordinate with our paper and with the other little pieces of accents. And so we got a little bit of color, not much, on the front of our card, so it's not going to look like it's all grays and blacks. We want a little bit of color. All right, so pardon me, all of a sudden I've got a frog in my throat. And then, so I'll color these. Now the next card we're going to do, it's going to be a very simple card, so you can take a breath. It's very easy. And when we do it, I'll explain to you why I made that, because we've got some, you know how we have the beautiful like watercolor, the paper that's got all the scenes of the waters and all of that? Well, we've got another set that's coming out. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I thought I would show you how we could use some of that paper a different way and just show part of the scene and not the whole piece of paper. So just something different. So again, I'm using the light copper clay, and I'm just coming in right now and just filling all of this in, and then I'm going to come back with my dark, and I will highlight where the veins are in the leaves. And I'm going a little bit slower because I'm using the bigger tip, and I just want to make sure I don't go off the edges, because when you die cut it, you know, obviously it leaves that little bit of edge, so I don't want it to bleed out and then my leaf look a little funny. So that's what we're doing. All right, and got one more, and then I'll come back in and do some, whoops, see, as I shouldn't have spoke. And then we'll come back and do the dark, and we'll get that. Okay, so I think that's good. All right, now I'm going to come in with the dark, and I'm going to use the smaller tip, and I'm just going to come in and do some highlighting on the veins. And I'm just going to kind of do little wispies like what the artist has done, just to hopefully give it a little bit of, so it stands out. And we'll come in with that, and then I'm just going to whisk it down, kind of doing what the artist has done. Just kind of doing little taps on it. And then again on this one. All right, and then we've got one more on this side. And if you're making comments, I am not at the point where I can look at them, so just bear with me a minute. And we'll do this one. This is, you know, when you stamp, don't you all find that it's relaxing? If you're not stressed and you just take your time, don't you find that it's very relaxing? Oh, I do. So when you're having a stressful day, just go in your, you know, find your happy place with your stamp and get your stamps and ink out and just do a little, just something, even if it's just for, you know, 5 minutes. We have some new kits coming out. I'm so excited. The kits, I swear, Stampin' Up's kits have gotten so much better. I keep forgetting to show you all one of the original paper pumpkins when they first started that like 10 years ago. Oh my God. I'll have to pull it out. I keep telling you I'm going to do that and I keep forgetting. I have one, I think I might have two, but one in particular, I'm like, oh my God. But they have gotten so much better. And I tell you, it's really great for my, because I teach a class once a month here in our area. And I teach it through our academy. And the ladies, of course, we're in a retirement community. So, you know, people downsize and we don't have a lot of room, you know, like, you know, when you're younger and have a big house and all that stuff. So they don't have a lot of storage space, unless you know, you're in one of the houses, the big houses. But anyway, so it's best, the kits come in perfect for them because they can have a kit, and then when they get done with it, they can either keep the box or toss it. So there are our 2 copper leaves that I colored. So now I'm going to take, and I'm just going to start placing this stuff on here. So there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's whatever makes you happy. Okay, so it's your call. It's your call. It's your card. You decorate it how you want to decorate it. So, and I cut a couple of extra things. I love this. This is in the, I think this is one of the nature, no, this is in the, I think this is in the Nature's Notes one, actually. All right, so this is gonna be my, this is in Smoky Slate, just to let y'all know. And I'm gonna turn this at an angle, because I wanted to pull in one of these guys. This is from the, what is this one? Earth and Textures. And these I'm gonna cut off the edges, so don't freak out. I'm just gonna trim them off once I get them on here. And I'm just right now trying to place everything to see how I want it to go. And I think I want to do like that. I probably should have done this so I could cut it. I'm gonna cut it before I glue it down. And then I'm gonna start building. So let me go ahead. I'm gonna trim off a little bit of this tail here. I'm just going to take a little bit off because I'm going to bring it down to the end of my designer paper. And then this one, I know I can trim it to, I'm going to cut right about here. Okay, so this I'm going to put here. This one I'm going to put here. And then from that, we're going to start building. And I'm going to get this. Okay, so let me go ahead and put some adhesive and we're going to start building our card. This was, I think, the part that was a little time consuming because of just taking the time, like trying to get the glue on these little leaves right here. I guess it would help if I stay in the camera, wouldn't it? I always forget. See, I'm trying to I had to open a new adhesive because the other one wasn't cooperating. It was almost empty. Excuse me. All of a sudden, I'm getting a dry throat or something. I'm not sure what that is. I'm trying to get some glue on this thing without getting it to go all over the place. As soon as I get there we go. Once I get it going, then I can make little dots on here. Hang on a second. Pardon me, get some water. Pardon me. Okay, so we're going to let me put some glue on here and get this little guy going. There we go. Get some dots on here so we get this thing to hold down. There we go. Now it's coming out. Actually, maybe it's easier if I just do like that. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down. And I'm going to put this right in this area here. And I'm going to butt it up to the end of that. And right here on the side, I'm going to put him right there. And then this guy, we're going to lay him down so I can get some glue on this one. And this one, I'm just going to place it on the leaves. There we go. I think I wasn't squeezing hard enough. I just don't like, I don't want to get so much glue that it, you know, oozes out, right? So we'll just do a little bit at a time. So if you're enjoying this, if you're on the YouTube channel and if you're new to my channel, please make sure that you subscribe and click that bell. And you can share that video with anybody you would like. I would greatly appreciate that. Okay, so this one, we are going to, I'll just hold it this way. I'm going to lay him at an angle. So I'm going to want him to go right about here. And then we're going to start building. I want him to go up to that top, and I'm going to move this over just a little bit. And I'm going to pull it down. There we go. Okay, so we've got those two things. Now, I've got this little piece here. I want to bring in some of that copper. And this is going to go, I'm going to lay it. It can tuck under, but we're not going to really see a lot of that anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive to this. Okay, and then I'm going to tuck this under just because I can, but before it gets harder. So I'm going to put that up here so we can see that little piece popping out, okay? All right, and then this guy, I'm going to trim him off because I know I want to do that because I got too much of him. This one, I want to put, no, actually, I think I'm going to put him over here. Let me think about this. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I think I'll tuck him under here. So let me put some adhesive. Thank you. This one is from the Earthen Textures, and that one's retiring as well. I'm telling you, if you look at my stamp my stamp thing, I put red dots on all the ones that are retiring, and I've got a lot that are retiring, which is not good. I think I'm going to put this, not that it matters, because I'm going to put this right about here. We're going to hide that, so I'm not going to be too concerned about that popping up. But I think I want to have about like this. So I'm just going to lay this down here. And then we're going to start building. Actually, do I want it that far over? Let me think. Do I want it like that? I'm thinking. You know, this is your creative process, right? I think I want to do it like that because I might want to have a little bit of this sticking out. Okay, we're going to do it like that because I'm going to put these big leaves right here. All right, now this is what we're going to do. We're going to put some dimensionals on these flowers that I've colored, and then I can start tucking the other stuff underneath of it. So I'm going to put, I'm going to just put 2 dimensionals. That gives me room then where I can tuck this stuff under. I'm slow too, Kathy. No problem. All right, so now we're going to take the dimensionals off the back of these, and then I'm going to pop these down, and then I can add my little black pieces, and and then I've got another thing we'll do, but we're going to do that later. And I made an extra one of these little guys. I don't know if we need that or not, so I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this right about, let's see, maybe I'll put him right about here because I'm going to put some black. So I'm going to put this one right. I don't want to cover up all that. So I'm going to put that one there, and then I'm going to turn this one this way, and that's going to hide that. So let's see. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, there's that. Now, I'm going to take these little black guys, these little leaves, and I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of them. See how that goes. All right, here we go. I'm going to do little my dots. I should have got my little pieces, little things out that I get. Whoops, hang on a minute. Let me get my fingers on this. I know, I'm being slow. Sorry, you guys. All right, I'm just going to dab. I got a little bit of glue over here on the side. Let me make sure I got the right side. Yep. You know, sometimes the sides look the same, right? But the fronts are a little bit, have a little bit more dimension to them, I guess. So I'm just going to put little dots of glue on here. And I think that's good. They'll stick down. All right, so this one, I'm going to take my tweezers. And this guy, let's see, this is the small guy. So I think I'm going to tuck him, let's do him right about, I'm going to tuck him right under here. And I'm just going to pop him in there wherever he'll go, and I'm just going to lay him down. All right, so we're going to put him there. And then I've got a little long skinny one. Oh, you know what? I'm missing another piece. I should have I should have another little black piece. Ah, no. Oh, hang on. It might be, oh, wait a minute. Is it in here? Hang on. I got more stuff on this side. Nope. Okay, that's all right. We're just going to go with one. I had 2 of these, but that's all right. So I'm going to put some adhesive on this, and we'll just make it work. All right, so let's get some glue on that. Whoops. See, then I want glue, and now it all comes out, right? Let me just tap this on my craft mat, silicone mat. All right, so since I've got one there, I need one over here. I really thought I had a third one. I think I'm going to put this one right down here. So I'm going to lay him right there. I really did wish I had my third one, or my fourth one, but I don't. Let's see if it's laying around. Hang on one second. And I had them all together because I knew I didn't want to lose them because they were so small, but that's okay. Then I got this little tiny guy, so we'll just add him to the right side since we need some black over there anyways. All right, so let's go ahead and get some adhesive on this little guy. Don't need a whole lot. All I need to do is put a dab, right? Just a little dab. Keep dabbing it, it's going to get in it. Let me just pull some off of my mat. There we go. All right, so I'm going to put this one, I guess I'll put him right about here. I'm just going to tuck him under there. Because I wanted to put another one right there, but that's okay. That's all right. It'll work. All right, then I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of these two little flowers, and I'm going to pop that up and try to kind of cover up this little area right there. So let me grab my, here they are. The dimensionals are right behind me. So I can put, actually you can fit a large dimensional on here. So that's what I am going to do. And I don't think we need, yeah, let's put a little baby one on here while we're at it. Where are they? Hang on one second. I've got them over here. Bear with me one second. I've just got stuff all over. Here we go. Here's the baby ones. All right, the little minis, we're going to put one on there just to keep that little tip of the flower popped up. So let's do that. We'll put this one over here and pop him down there. Okay. All right, now we'll take these and pull those off. I know I'm going slow and I apologize for that, but tedious work here, you know. All right, so I'm going to put this one, I'm going to pop him right there so he kind of covers up that little area. And then this one, we're going to put, I don't know where yet, let me think. You get the little pieces off of here. Hang on a minute. There we go. And let's see. Maybe we should, probably think I should put these together. So here's the thing. Do we want it there? I think I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna turn it about like that, and that kind of covers that up a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna leave it like that. Okay, I think that's it. All right, so now we've got this decorated. So now we're gonna add it to our front of the easel. Now the first thing I want to do, yeah, let's go ahead and add this here. All right, so I'm going to add all of the glue is going to go on this piece right here, and then I'm going to line this up and make sure it's even, so that way when we put our tag, it's going to hold it up, and then when it lays down, it will lay down flat, so you can mail it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add my Tombow or liquid glue, green glue, whatever you want to call it. And I like using this because it allows you to shift things around as needed. All right, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to lay this right on top of that while it's flat. And I'm going to make sure I've got my ends lined up, my sides lined up even. So I'm going to shift it over. And I think we've got it. All right, so there we go. So that way, that's your easel, okay? So it lays flat, and then this will come up like that. Now, so the next piece is the little tag. We're going to use this for our buffer thing. So I'm going to stamp on this, Happy Birthday, and I'm going to stamp that in Pebble Path. It's going to be a little bit dark, but when you stamp it on there, actually it looks pretty good. So I'm going to stamp this on here. And I'm going to have to stand up so I can make sure I can see it. This thing is a little small. All right, so we're going to get it right about like that. Hopefully that worked. All right, not too bad. All right, and then we're going to put 3 dimensionals. So anytime you want something to act as a block, put your dimensionals on the back, and then that will allow it to use as a blocking, or like a, you know, whatever you want to call them. So we're going to put 3 back there, and I'm going to push down with my fingernail. It makes it much easier to lift these off, unless you have take your pick tool, which I tend to not use mine. I'm not sure why. And then depending on where you want your, how you want the easel to stand, right? So I'm going to turn this sideways. So I want it to be kind of high up, like, I want it to be like it's going to stand up like that. So I'm going to put I'm going to lay this right about here. I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to lay this right about there. So that way when I open, see how it will look? Can you see that? Whoops. So I can lay it flat, and then when they open it, you might have to tell them, but that will block it so that it can stand up. Isn't that cute? Just like that. Okay? All right, so that's that part of the card. We have one more thing to do. We have to decorate our front of the card, and we have a belly band. So these are my little pieces. And if I come across an extra black one, then I'll add it to the front, but I don't think I have it. Okay, well, that's all right. All right, so now we're gonna have a belly band. So your belly band, we're gonna move this off to the side. Your belly band is 10.5 by 1.5, okay? And we're gonna score this to make it a lot easier for us to fold it, okay? So let's bring on our trimmer. Slow is okay, yeah. All right, so we're gonna score this. I have to look at my note. Here's my belly band. All right, we're gonna score it at 2 1/4. So let's get in here at 2 1/4. Can y'all see that? Okay. All right, so let me get it straight, and we're at 2 1/4. I think I need to replace my scoring thing. All right, so 2 1/4, and then we want to move it down to 2 1/2. So we want to go 2 1/2. Oops, I don't have that butted up against the thing right. All right, that's 2 1/4, 2 1/2. And then we want to come down to 6 7/8, which is going to be 6 3/4, and that's going to be 2 from the 8 mark, 6 7/8. So we will score that one. And then we're going to move it down to 7 1/8. So that's going to be right there. And I know it's off camera, but just trust me, it's 7 1/8. Okay. And then we're going to fold this and wrap it around our card. Now you do need, whoopsie, and then in addition to that, you're going to need a piece of basic white that is 4 by 1. Okay, 4 by 1. I'm going to put all these little pinky things there so y'all can see them if you need to get the directions. And that's, let me pull this down so you can see them. Put it right there. Okay, so we're going to fold these. So let me go ahead and fold them, give them a little bit of a crease. Let me get this out of the way. And then we want to fold the other one. So we're going to fold it right there. And this just helps when you score. You know, normally I don't score my belly bands. I just wrap them around. But this really does make it a lot nicer job when you do it this way. It makes it so much easier for everything to wrap around and stick. You know what I'm saying? All right, and then we're going to do the same thing on this one. We're going to fold it over. And this, if there's too much hanging over, then you can trim it off, but I think it will be fine. And I'm just going to give that a little score to make sure it stays straight. Okay? All right, so that's going to go wrap around however you want to do it. All right, so we're going to bring in our card, and I'm going to fold it, and now I'm going to wrap my belly band around. And you see how we did this piece right here is going to go right in that part right there. Okay? So I'm going to wrap it around. Now you want to leave a little bit of leeway, right? A little bit of so you can slide it. So you don't want it tight like a belt. So you want to have it a little bit loose so you'll be able to slide it off. Okay? And I'm going to leave it like that because we're not going to see that, and I think that looks fine. And then I'll slide it down. So I'm going to put some adhesive right here on this piece because this is going to go over a fair amount, and it's going to be covered by our white anyway. So I'm going to put enough glue that way we know it's going to hold. All right, and then I've got it folded over, And I'm just going to lay it down there so it's flat and straight. I'm going to hold it for just a second so that it will adhere. All right, and now we can slide it up and down. Hold that there. And then we have our white. So we want to glue that. Oh, I'm sorry. I told you the wrong size. This is supposed to be, no, I did. I just didn't cut it. 4 by 1. 4 by 1. I think I left this at 5. This is 4 by 1. All right, so that's 1. Oops, no, I didn't even cut it down. All right, so it's 1 inch. My mistake. All right, 1 inch by 4 inches. And we'll just move that right there, and then we'll cut that off. There we go. All right, it's 4 by 1 for your white piece to go on the belly band. Well, now I'm dropping stuff on the floor. Hang on. Okay, here we go. Good Lord, this one's taking up an hour, isn't it? All right, the other one's not going to take very long. So this is going to go right here. So I'm going to glue that down, and then we're going to attach our centerpiece that will have our little decorations for the belly band. I'm just going to add some adhesive to this, and I'm just going to glue it on here because it's not going to go anywhere. All right, so we're going to glue that on here, and I'm going to make sure I cover up my little seam, which is fine. No one's going to notice that. All right, so that's going to go right there. So there's our belly band, and now we're going to put this together. So this is going to be our decoration for the front. I cut out 2 of the deckled circles. I could have made them a little bit bigger, but I didn't want to overpower the card, so I kind of left them small. And this we're going to decorate. So this piece I'm going to add on. This came from the, I want to say the earthen texture dies. And I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive to this. And then we'll be done with this card. And then if y'all have a few minutes, I'll just run you through the other one that I made. Just to give you an idea of how we can cut that paper a different way. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on here. And it should, oh, whoops, got a little bit too much there, huh? And it should hold down because we're going to have other things stuck to it. So we're going to add that right there. And if it hangs over a little bit, that's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. All right. So now we have that. And then I did this on, I did this leaf on smoky slate and stamped it in smoky slate. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And I am going to attach that. Did I do? Yeah, he's going to be flat. Well, I think all of these are going to be flat actually, because we're going to pop the whole thing up on dimensionals. So I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive to the back of this. And we're going to put him on here. And let's see, I'm going to put that, I'm going to have him hanging over a little bit. Whoopsie. This way. Probably shouldn't put that. That's all right. So we're going to do that. And then I'm going to start tucking in like we've done before. So I'm going to tuck in the leaves, the little black things. I got to make sure I got the right side, yeah. I know, isn't it? Oops. There we go. All right, so we'll just get some little dots on here. I think I can take some off of there, huh? All right, and we're going to add that, and it really doesn't matter wherever you want to place it. So I'm just going to place this one right about here. Get that on there. I've got glue on my fingers now. All right, so that's that. Let me pull in my craft mat so I don't get the glue all over the rest of the stuff here. Okay. All right, so we're going to put that there. And then I've got this little guy. We're going to slide him under because I'm going to put this little flower, and that's what I'm going to use to kind of hide all of these little pieces coming together. So we'll just do a couple little tabby doos there. And I'm going to stick this one out. Let's see. I guess I'll put him about like that. Okay. And then this guy, we'll just add him. Oh, you know what? I think this is the guy that goes on the other part of my card. It is. Okay. We can do that. All right, let me go ahead and attach this to the Pebble Path. Sorry, losing my train of thought there. And my glue on the back is fine. It's not going to hurt anything because it's going to be popped up on dimensionals. And then I'll go back and add that little piece back to the other piece of the card. I knew I had another one. All right, so we're going to place that right there. And then I'm going to flip this guy over, and I'm going to put dimensionals. Now before I do that, we got to put our flower. So I am going to add a dimensional to the flower. And we're going to pop him up, and I'm going to put it where it's going to cover. I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on here. Probably only needed 1, but we'll put 2. Right? Never have enough dimensionals. All right, and then we're just going to place this one right over that, so it kind of hides those little guys. And then we're going to add this with dimensionals, so to the belly band. So what I find is easier is just to add them to the belly band. So I'm going to put 3. So I'm just going to put them like that, and then I'll attach that, and that way it's in the center. All right, and then we just get this where we want it attached. Whoopsie, I got glue on my fingers. And we'll just attach it about like that. All right, so there is our card. And then we can slide off the belly band, open up, and then there is our easel card. Isn't that cute? And you can make this for like a birthday card. You can make it for an anniversary card. You can make it for any occasion. You can make it a Christmas card. The inside, you could have it like a tree, a Christmas tree that pops up, or anything, you know, whatever your heart desires, or you whatever you can think of, then this just tucks right back in there. So there's that card. What do you think of that? Isn't that cute? And it really isn't that difficult. All right, so there's that. Here's my little, I can add that to the, I'll add that to the inside of my card. Now, real quick, let me show you the other card that I made. Bear with me 1 minute. It won't take very long because this one's quick and easy. All right, so this one, I'm going to leave these little notes right there for now. I'll move this out of the way. And then when we get done, I'll show you again. All right, so I'm going to make this card. This is using the, this is the paper that they're Meandering Meadows. So they have another set coming out that's very similar with the designs. So what we're going to do, we're going to take that 6x6 and I cut it down. So if you look at, let me show you a piece real quick because I already cut it. So for instance, I wanted a piece that, I wanted to be able to show the water. So I cut this at cut off an 1.25 inches, I think. This is 3, I think it's 3 1/4 by, I'm sorry. This is 2.5 by 4.5. So I just took my trimmer and I really just cut down the center piece there because I wanted to see how that is right there. So I just took my trimmer, cut off one side, and then I just measured over to get what I needed for my, to do this scene. So this is a good way that you can, if you have some of the paper, this is a good way to use up any of your scraps that you have as well. All right, so this is Highland Heather, 8.5 by 5.5. Score it at 4 1/4. I'm just going to fold it in half and get my bone folder. Give it a good crease. This, again, this is a really easy, quick card. So if somebody happens to show up at your house and you need a card, you can run in and do this. I use the paint, I think it's Painted Textures. I don't know. I think this folder is still available. You know, I should have checked. I think it is. It could be retired. Actually, I want that part. So I'm going to put this. I want the bumpiness up. So I'm going to put the glue on the back on this side because I want the painted part to pop up. All right, so we're going to put this down. And this is what I'm saying, that this is really a quick and easy card that you can make. So we're going to put that right about there. And let me get it straight. Okay, and then this piece of Highland Heather is 2 5/8 by 4 5/8. So 2 5/8 by 4 5/8. And then we're just going to add this right on here. So we're going to add that. See, this one's not going to take very long at all. But thank you guys for hanging around. All right, so we're going to put this right on here. And it's going to have a small border, just like we've done with everything else. And I'm going to slide it over. That's one nice thing about this green glue, is it lets you slide and get it in position before it dries. Okay, now I'm taking a piece of, and I'm sure this is retiring too, piece of the lemon lolly, because it's got some of the yellow in there. I am just going to add some adhesive. I'm going to use my my seal, And I'm just going to put it on the back to hold that ribbon in place. I'm not going to wrap it all the way around. We're going to do it what I call a cheater bow. And that way we don't waste our ribbon. So I'm going to add this. Now I want it to go somewhere in this area down here. So I'm going to place it down right here on that sticky. I use that seal because it holds it much better than the liquid glue does. So I'm going to put that there, and then I'm going to wrap it around, and yeah, that'll work. And then I'm going to lay this here, and then I'm going to trim this excess off because I don't need all that stuff flapping around. Okay, so that way it holds it in place. All right, now we're going to take a piece and we are going to tie what I call is a cheater bow. You just take a piece and push it underneath the ribbon that you've wrapped around, and then just tie a knot. And if you tie the knot, you want to try to pull the left. Hang on, let me get my fingers in here. I don't know why I have you know, you think I'm, here we go. You want to pull from the left, this one, because that keeps your knot flat, and then you just keep pulling until you get it where it's tight where you want it. And then I'm just going to take my ribbon scissors and just trim that up just a little bit. And that's how you make your what I call the cheater bow. All right, we're going to add this with dimensionals. Oops, seeing it stuck to my paper there, but that's all right. We're going to add this to our, that's not what I want. Where's my dimensionals? Here they are. I'm going to put dimensionals on here. We're going to pop this up, and then that's really, oh, and then we got a sentiment. And that's pretty much it for the card. So just to show you how you can cut that paper up in more ways if you only want to use part of that scene. And then the other pieces you can use to create another card. So that's the nice thing. All right, so let's pop these down. We'll pop these off real quick. All right. See how much easier they come off when you put your fingernail down in them. All right, so we're going to put this right about here. So I'm going to lay it right about to the left side. You can center it wherever you want. I'm going to put it to the left. I don't know, I just do. All right, so we're going to move it to the left side, and then I'm going to stamp a sentiment. This is, I don't know, 1/2 inch, I think. Yeah, 1/2 inch of, this is a scrap of white. And I'm going to use the Happy Birthday and the same Highland Heather ink. So we'll ink that up, and we're going to stamp it on here. I think that looks fine. I'll move this out of the way. Whoops, I got to shut my ink though. All right, and then I'm going to cut this. Where's not my ribbon scissors? We're going to use our regular scissors. What did I do with them? Oh, they're over here. All right, so we're going to cut this, and I'm going to cut a banner. I'm going to trim this down just a little bit. And then this one, I'm going to try to get it a little bit straighter. All right, then I'm going to cut a banner. Go up the center. It's a little crooked, but that's all right. Go up the center and then just trim from each corner up to that center mark, and then you get a nice banner. And then since I popped up the card, I'm just going to lay this down with adhesive. So we'll put some adhesive on here. And I'm just going to lay it right down in this piece, right kind of centered down here. You could put it up there, but I really like that cloudy look. Okay. All right, there we go. There are our 2 cards right here. This one, of course, you'll put a piece of white on the inside. But isn't that cute? And then here is our Gatefold Easel card. Isn't that gorgeous? And then you decorate it however you want. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for spending your Tuesday evening with me. I greatly appreciate it. And the measurements, if you need to come back and watch the recording, I have them all listed right here. And thank you again for watching. I greatly appreciate it. I will be back on Friday for our Fundamental Friday, which is Technique Friday. And then I will see you when I return from Cabo. I might pop in from the pool with Jesus. Who knows? All right, everybody. Thanks again. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I greatly appreciate you being here. If you're one of my existing people, thank you again for coming and spending Tuesday evening with me. I hope you enjoyed these 2 cards. And I will see you Friday at 12 o'clock on our in the VIP group and YouTube. All right, everyone, have a nice evening, and I'll see you on Friday.